yellow shirt, Steve Porter. He's responsible for our key, fill, and what is that other kind? Backlighting. Yeah.
Not
Nice job,
makeup.
Steve.
And
makeup.
Telling us which camera to look at.
And then he'll clean the Dr. Pepper cans away, too. Welcome back to the Screensavers on the Wheel Report. That's our job. Coming up in this half hour, and Kevin's Dark Tip, he's going to show you some cool alternative video players. Plus, should our next caller, he wants to know, upgrade his hardware and software for video editing?
This is a really good question.
Yes. We'll find out.
So, home video crash course week. Do you have old videotapes?
Yeah, who doesn't? VHS, you mean?
Remember these?
Oh, my goodness.
Some of you still rent these and record on these.
Yeah.
They're called VHS tapes.
Jennifer, my wife, says, what's wrong with those? I said, honey, they look terrible.
Right.
I actually disconnected the VCR.
However, exactly.
But we have family memories. We have things we
A lot of people have, home videos, family videos, sports videos. Anyhow, you got VHS tapes.
Hogan Zeros. I had the entire collection.
I'm not even going to...
Every one of them. I taped them one day,
Where do you go with a statement like that, folks?
So I want to get them on my computer.
Yes, you do. So, you want to hear the tips first or talk about the process of getting it in your computer? Let's talk about the process. If you're lucky, you've got like a 1394 camera, DV camera.
FireWire.
Exactly. This is one actually Andrew was talking about earlier this week.
This is a nice
TRV-33. And what you can actually do is use this, basically plug analog cables, plug inputs into this, and use the 1394 output from this camera. Sorry about that.
So we recommend when you buy a new video camera, look for analog in.
Yes.
Because this basically becomes a translator.
Yes.
Hook
and
that
a very, very nice one.
Yeah. Hook that into the camera and then hook the other. Can you do that in real time, or do you have to dub to tape?
You actually, what you can do is basically you hit, kind of like pause or record on this.
And
but
it
it
plays
depends
right
on the camera. Essentially, you hit play on the VCR, it goes through the camera, and in real time, it goes through the 1394.
So this becomes a real-time conversion box.
Exactly.
And you're right. It's very, very good because that's
the quality
what it does.
is excellent.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they've usually spent some time on doing that. The other thing you do is a ton of external gadgets. There's one example like this, the DVC-80. It's the Dazzle product. The Hollywood DV Pro is Roger Chang's favorite. Dazzle's since been bought by Pinnacle. They've changed the models around. One of the things you'll notice with external devices that are designed to take an analog input and move it over USB, USB 2.0, or FireWire is that you kind of pay what you get for. The less expensive the device, a $60, $80 device that works over USB 1.0 is generally going to capture a much smaller, lower quality frame of video than a $150, $200 device that goes over USB 2.0 or FireWire.
Get the FireWire 2.0 one.
Yes.
There's no way you can squeeze good quality video over USB.
At least not in real time. No, it gets a little unpleasant. And basically, there's some things you want to do no matter what you're using, whether you're running through a camera, whether you're running through an external gadget or an internal board. There's some things you want to look for. Find the best VCR you can get your hands on. Either one that you haven't used for a lot. If you've been running like...
The heads are all messed up on mine. It looks terrible.
Insert name of Disney title here that's been played 700 times, 400 of them from the rental place.
Over and over and over.
Right. If the heads are trashed... in theory, somebody will go, well, it's the reed heads. Well, yes, it's the reed heads. And the reed heads, if you run 4,000 rental tapes over it, the reed heads are going to be worn out and beat up. The one thing you want to look for is you want to try to find one that has an S-video out. We've got composite video outputs here. That's the yellow one
lower
right
quality,
there.
Isn't it?
Yes, this is the most basic quality. Basically, all the information for a frame of video is sent over a single pair of wires. S-videos. I'm going to yank that out as one of these crazy.
So that's a little bit better.
What it does is it separates the color information from the brightness information over multiple wires. That gives you a little bit better color quality, especially.
And the best of all is the component video.
Component video. You're not really going to find. You're not going to find one of these that accepts component video. It's basically either composite or S video.
When we go in here, this is going to be composite in, yes?
It's going to be
or S video.
It depends on the camera. It could be composite. Could be S video input. This camera actually has both. A lot of these cameras do not offer an S video input.
It'd be nice to look for S video in.
Yeah, it's one more thing to look for on the list. Again, another thing to look for, take a look at the cables you're using. Remember, all of your memories, your precious memories are traveling over cables.
Although you can get all of these at Radio Shack.
You can get all these, but these are like classic, it came in a box, it cost like 40 cents by somebody.
1,000 of these.
Yeah, the ones that have been chewed on by the cat, the ends are bent, they're scrubby. Spend some money. I mean, look at the difference between that cable and this cable.
Right.
And this is one that's actually been kind of beat up, and it's, it used to be gold. But basically, look for a nice, heavy, well-shielded cable, good connectors. Basically the gold cables you can buy into the concept or not, but chances are the heavier the cable, the better chance your signal has of getting through cleaner. Cool. I got a split. Go to thescreensavers.com. We got tips up there. We got links about getting the best quality video out of your VCR or your camcorder and into your PC.
Next time, get a camcorder with analog in. That's the best tip. I've got to remember.